is no way I'm gonna make a video on this anime. No.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
It's why that solo leveling video is not coming. Trust me, I have nothing good to say.
Hear me out. You think by now the community would be done with your standard power fantasy. By my math, we get about like 50 of them a year, and my math is accurate, no need to double check that.
Solo Leveling follows the story of Sung Jin.
I'm not explaining the plot, you know what Solo Leveling's about. Watching season 1 of Solo Leveling, I knew it would have its following. After all, people wouldn't shut up about the manhwa. But like any other power fantasy, it would have its time in the limelight and then fade away. I mean, after all, it's not like this was the new Shonen Jump action manga. But then the show had Hiroyuki Sawano on the soundtrack. A1 Pictures bringing out their best Sakuga since SAO, a cast filled with tall, hot Korean characters, and one of the most easily digestible plots you'll find, mixed with stellar voice acting and a production value that makes you think the team is adapting the next Full Metal Alchemist. If you don't know, I have a sister, and when it comes to anime, she has a very refined taste. Only the best show.
She likes yaoi. And even she started watching Solo Leveling. What is it about this show that has drawn so many people in?
Well, to be honest, just for laughs, I've been a little hard on Solo Leveling. I don't hate it, but I definitely don't think it's one of the best shows out right now or that it carried any season it's in. That would be overhyping it. But my God, is this show entertaining.
Solo Leveling should have never been this popular, but I've come to understand the power of sheer hype and how far it can carry an action series.
RJ, thanks for coming. Thanks for having me. So the people want to know, you shit on so many other shows like it. Why Solo Leveling? Well, Doc, that's clearly not me in a different camera angle with a detective jacket. It's like a suave jacket. I don't really know what you're going for here. I thought it was nice. I think I like Solo Leveling because it never tries to be something it's not.
At first, I thought it was pretty colors.
And don't get me wrong, Sakuga is gonna Sakuga, am I right?
But my go-to example of this is God of High School. I hated that anime. It looked gorgeous, but it paraded itself as something more to the point where it would aim to tell emotional character stories, only to obviously cut content from the manhwa and give us a fast-paced mess. Solo Leveling never does that. You might complain that it's just a power fantasy about this one guy getting stronger, but the show never tries to trick you into thinking it's not. You know what you're getting.
This show is all about Sung Jin-woo, because, yeah, it's called Solo Leveling. Never does this show try to make you care about any of the other characters, because that's not the story's goal. The story's goal is to tell you about Sung Jin-woo. So if it has nothing to do with him, it's not getting that much screen time.
Other shows would have tried desperately, even spending whole episodes to make you care about characters that never mattered to the plot.
And if you're going to write a story where only one character matters to the plot, then yeah, I prefer not to waste my time. It's like the show is saying, listen, I'm only trying to do one thing here.
And to be honest, no. For my own personal taste, I'll never rank shows like this at the top of anything, but I respect it. Sometimes you just need to turn off your brain and just enjoy some battle porn.
I could have worded that better, yes, but you get the point. And why am I filming through a mirror? Because I want you and me to reflect together in order to... Yeah, actually, RJ, we don't actually have to get that deep in this video. It's all about just him getting stronger, and that's okay. Kind of the whole point of the video. Oh. This is new for me. Yeah, the show is all fights with barely any narrative substance other than being cool. Nope, I can't give you a single character's name other than Sung Jin-woo. No, there are no real stakes for our MC. Let's be serious here. Yes, there was always going to be some traitor asshole within the group for our MC to beat, a girl there just to fall in love with him, and a new OP ability for him to obtain.
Jahin. I can name another character. I remembered it while I was recording. Hope we get more of her in season 3. Okay, back to the video. This show is tropey as fuck, and none of that matters because it's so in your face about what it is. If you don't like these tropes, you probably wouldn't be clicking on the first episode. The first couple of minutes are spent breaking down the most basic power system known to action anime, and then we're introduced to the weakest guy in the entire world who gets the ability to level up.
That's the leveling part of the title.
But we've been here before.
And it may sound like I'm making fun of the show, but trust me, I'm not. Because this goes into my second reason of why I believe this show is so popular.
It's all action without any of the fluff. Let's be serious here for a second. We all prioritize different things when it comes to enjoying the stories we watch. Some people value character writing, others an intricate plot that keeps you at the edge of your seat. Some fans just want fan service in all its forms, whether that is anime titties in your face or nostalgia bait. But the loudest prioritized value within the anime community has to be how well your fight scenes look. A good-looking fight scene can take you far.
And yes, I'm on record saying that fight scenes are more than just pretty colors, and I stand by that. But not all of them. And if you enjoy a cool fight scene just because it's a cool fight scene, then that's okay.
And it's about time we accept that a good chunk of the anime community do for that very reason. Soul Leveling is basically their wet dream.
Okay, you've done it twice now. Not now, Doc. This show gives you the bare minimum of what you need to get to the next superpowered fight, more specifically, what you need to get to Sun Jin Woo's next superpowered fight.
It doesn't matter how intricate the plot or character writing is, because the show is written for an audience that values the rule of cool above all. In a way, this is just one giant fan service show for action fans. It's sheer entertainment. You know what's going to happen. You just don't know how cool it's going to look. But you know each of Sun Jin Woo's fights is going to stun you even more than the last. We went from simply stabbing something to death to brutal mutilation at lightning speeds. And A1 Pictures showing off with the choreo for this show. Cause what do you mean he uppercutted dude so hard he knocked his head clean off? Sun Jin Woo unequipping weapons to catch his opponent off guard, and also throwing them as feint attacks to boomerang them right back. And this one is my favorite. My man's threw his sword, broke the monster's block, then proceeded to piece him up. Fist of the North Star JoJo classic fist to cuff style. Caught the swords and then kept slicing. This isn't just hype fight scenes. This is action ecstasy.
I guess one could say the action scenes are leveling up as you go on.
I'll stop.
So when a show like this releases to a giant part of a community that likes action for action's sake, then yeah, it's going to be one of the most popular shows out there.
If Soul Leveling came out 20 years ago, it would have been seen as another trash anime because the community didn't value shows where power fantasy was the main focus. But today, a lot of people do, making way for this anime to compete with some of our most popular shows like One Piece.
And I know I keep saying the show is no substance and is just pure entertainment, and for the most part, it is. But giving credit where credit is due, I will acknowledge that there are some scenes in Season 2 where the show is building to something more.
Foreshadowing moments of future plots, the player system as a whole, and how some of these bosses have more to their backstories that the show conveniently is keeping from us for now. And slight theory, like at the end of Season 2, you can't tell me those aren't the other gods. I know those are the other gods. And his dad, bro, like, what is that man doing there? Or emotional resolutions like the mother scene in Season 2, where you really feel the conclusion to a long journey.
But the reason I still say overall this story is pure entertainment is because there is no doubt in my mind that no matter what comes in this story's future, it will end with Sung Jin Woo powering his way through all his problems in the most badass way possible.
And let's be honest, that's what we're here for. Normally, I would use all of these points to explain why I don't enjoy watching a certain anime, but like I said before, I find Soul Leveling very enjoyable to watch because it never shies away from what it is. It never tries to be something else, and every cliche trope, every cool fight scene, and every plot beat that is clearly a setup for Sun Jin Woo's next big moment is the show telling its audience, yeah, this is enough to carry us through. We don't need to be something more. There is an anime for every type of fan, as there should be, and we can all argue about which type of show is the best. I made a whole channel doing so. But ever since the isekai boom, power fantasy has been growing larger and larger as a staple genre in the anime space, pushing the boundaries of what a power fantasy can be and look like.
And Solo Leveling might just be its final form. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know your thoughts on Solo Leveling in the comments below. I'm gonna stop saying I'll never talk about this certain anime because clearly I keep eating my words. But if you like this type of video, make sure to like and subscribe. And also go follow us on socials because we stream. Thank you so much to our Patreons. And as always, my friends, thank you for watching. I'm RJ Lane, and this has been On the Rise.